from my buddy Drew. He's Drew. Drew's View. He's gonna tell you just what to do. Gonna clap your hands, gonna stomp your feet, gonna get right up, gonna move your meat. He's my buddy, Drew the View.
Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Drew the View. How do you do? Thank you so much for being here on this wonderful day, wherever you're listening. Happy Mother's Day, number one. Second is Happy Women's Day. I want to make this for women, not just for moms, for everybody. Today in the studio, I'd like to talk to and introduce a guest, the young lady. She's a speech pathologist. She's my mom. Mom, what's up?
Hey, man. Good stuff's up,
Good stuff's up?
Good stuff's up. I came up to see you and your lovely wife, Jenna.
How was your hot dogs this afternoon?
Ooh, that was a different hot dog. I've never fixed them like that. Where'd you learn that?
It's just trial and error,
Mostly trial, mostly error.
Oh, man, that's a great question. I would say your errors are the most important about cooking hot dogs or doing anything, right?
Right.
Because if you don't have the errors,
you don't have the successes.
Oh, man, that's what I was going to say. Yes. Nice job, Mom.
And it was a great hot dog.
I want to, I guess, start this off by saying an important question to me, Mom. And I want you to answer this as truthfully as you can. Tupac or Jay-Z?
Tupac.
Why Tupac?
Well, I just, looking back, I remember you writing a term paper on Tupac and at that time trying to convince me that Tupac is alive, And
did I really think that?
I think so. I think so.
I don't know about everybody in the audience. I don't know. I don't think he's alive now. I like to joke around that he is, but I will not deny that at the time, I probably had some feelings that way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a funny story about your mom, about Grandma.
Okay, I will.
Yes.
She had grown up poor. She grew up country. She grew up singing, whistling, and, are you ready? Yodeling.
Oh, yeah, is that right?
My mom and dad had a collection of 78 records, and most of them, and I don't even remember the person's name. I'd have to see if Daddy remembers, but it was a guy that yodeled, and I can remember my mom going around the house, cleaning house, whistling, popping her bubble gum, yes, and yodeling as she cleaned.
Oh,
and
man.
it's really a pretty vivid memory when I realized how young I was.
It had to be. I don't know if I've ever heard somebody yodel in person. What's the coolest part about being a grandma?
The coolest part, because you know what? I can do no wrong.
Oh, yeah?
That baby girl, and I have other grandkids, but I have not had the fortunate experience of being with them and around them as they've grown up.
Right.
So I don't want anybody listening to this to think, oh my goodness, this lady has several grandkids and she only loves the one, because that's not true.
Right.
But being around her all the time, even if I get on to her in 30 seconds, I'm still her favorite person in the world.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You don't get that from your kids. I want you to know that. You get that from your grandbabies.
The kids hold grudges?
The kids hold grudges. You never did anything right. Or if you did a few things right, you did a few things wrong too. It's just different. It is different being a grandma. It's very, very nice. But I would not have become a grandmother had I not been a mother first.
Right. Yep. Mom, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, for sharing wisdom with everybody and me. I love you very much, and you're the best. Do you want to stick around one more segment to do the freestyling with us?
Sure.
Oh, cool, man.
Thanks for having me, Drew. Drew.
No problem. Thank you. This is Drew the View on WWLX in the morning. This is me and Paul's favorite part of the show. It's called freestyling, so here we go. I'ma rap fast and you can rap slow. Mom, grab the mic and just flow.
Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies driving Mercedes and 8-seat Suburban, swerving on the curves, touching my nerves. Put your foot down just like Claudine, Aunt Jen, Josephine, and Aunt Nadine. Happy Mother's Day to all you ladies. Love you ladies, love you ladies.
To all you gals sitting in the house with just a couple of pals, hanging out, looking outside, it's a beautiful day. Wishing everybody a happy Mother's Day.
My wife is in the house and so is my mom. You can bring your girls, but mine is the bomb. There's a guy that's across the street mowing lawns. It's too hot, so I gotta get it on to rock the mic from dusk till dawn. Happy Mother's Day, tell me what's going on.
Happy Mother's Day to all you ladies. Love you ladies, love you ladies.
This is Drew the View in the studio with my mom, the bomb. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Has this ever happened to you?
Hey girl, how's your night? Girl, my coochie itches. If there's one thing you can count on with back-to-back solo, it's a dry coochie. Show Liz! Girl, you need to use something on that. I don't want my coochie to smell like medicine. Girl, lean over here and smell my coochie. Girl, is that bubble gum? Show Liz!
When love gets strange, use sprinkles. Also available in Pina Colada and New Carson.
Joining me in the studio this afternoon is a beautiful, young, talented, successful photographer. And I just want to know, like, can I take a picture of you, girl?
That's a really high esteemed introduction. I appreciate it. And I guess if you want to take a picture, you can.
Ow. I'm going to pull out my flip phone. One thing I really enjoy about your pictures is, like, I like to take pictures of people, you know, paint and stuff. But you are a big nature.
I like pictures of nature.
I like nature.
I like nature, Drew. We're in nature.
And you have, how many pictures would you say you have taken of your cat?
Of my cat?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Not just published, like, actually, how many pictures have you snapped?
Ooh, of all the cats I've ever had?
Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah.
2.5 billion? Somewhere around that area estimate.
So I do believe you're a great photographer, but you, in addition to that, you do have your own business. We won't say what it is.
Right.
Can you tell me, you've been in business for about 3 or 4 years now?
4 years.
4 years on your own.
Yes.
And you're a young lady in the United States doing this.
True story.
Tell me the hardest thing about being a woman that you think and having your business, your own business. What's difficult?
Sometimes people not taking me seriously, because I am somewhat young and I'm pretty silly much of the time, that a lot of times people don't take me seriously, and it's hard for me to get like the answers that I need to get things done.
Right.
So that sometimes is a challenge, but then I just continue to ask people until I get the answer that I want or need, and then go about it that way.
Do you feel because people may not take you serious for whatever reason, because you're goofy or young, whatever, do you feel like sometimes, all right, I got to put my business hat on?
Oh, much of the time, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people, some of my friends and my husband included, have been like, they can hear the change in my voice when I go into business mode, and they're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
Kind of scary and serious right there. They're not used to hearing me talk that way. So, yeah.
I know you have a lot of knowledge about this, and I've asked people about this before. I would like for you to tell all of us and educate us about transgender people and why you think it's okay for them to use the same restroom as a heterosexual person, or
right, or or any other LGBTQ person out
Yep,
there.
yep.
Mainly because I think people get transgendered individuals mixed up with pedophiles, and they are not the same thing. Not even close, even a little bit. So I understand a lot of parents are concerned about letting their daughters use the same restrooms as men. However, you have to keep in consideration that those individuals they don't feel like they're men. They are women. They just were born with a body that doesn't correspond with how their brain is pre-wired to be, and vice versa for women in men's bathrooms. And I saw a really good, interesting social media post about how no one's really ever talked about the fact that pedophiles are allowed to be in restrooms with people's sons.
Right.
So that is another aspect that people aren't really thinking about.
Right.
And yeah, it's a shame that sometimes we have to consider that and be extra vigilant with our kiddos, but we should be extra vigilant with our kiddos. And that if you are not comfortable with your kiddo going to the bathroom, male or female or otherwise, maybe you should accompany them with them.
Right.
Or have, if it's a situation where it's of the opposite sex, most places have family bathrooms now.
Right. I think a lot of the confusion comes because people don't understand what that term, and I'm not that familiar. And
what transgender is?
What transgender, and can you explain that to us? What it means?
Well, I'm not the expert in this, but a transgender individual is a person who wants to, because their brain does not match. The way their brain is pre-wired does not match what their genetic body was given. So an example would be FTM, so a female who wants to transition to a male, or MTF, which is a male who wants to transition to a female.
Okay.
And some people are gender fluid, and they don't want to be identified as either male or female.
And what are those folks? Do we have a label for them, or?
The pronoun that is used is they or them. And oftentimes you'll have to ask them which pronoun they would like you to address them as. And sometimes it's just call me Jim or whatever it is.
Michael Jordan? Mm-hmm. Or Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson. Sorry, Michael Jordan.
Why did you answer so quick? You didn't. Well, I mean, you're not really
I'm not really a sports person. I don't really like sports ball.
Michael Jackson or Justin Timberlake?
Oh, my head just exploded. Put your hands together.
Huh?
Put your hands together.
I can't. I'm holding a microphone.
Michael Jackson, Justin Timberlake, hands together.
You want a Michael
Justin
Timberlake
Jackson Timberlake
sandwich?
Yes.
This is Drew the View on WWLX.
Fashion on my head, fashion on my shoes, fashion my watch all the way to my blue jeans. And I'm looking clean on the way to Shootopia, what more can I say? $700 on my credit card fly, a white sundress, didn't mean to buy. Got all color flip-flops and a new wristwatch, plus some wedges and new lip gloss. A new purse that say LV, when I'm in LA I hang with LC. Changed clothes 16 times last weekend, and my house is just a closet I sleep in.
Gucci, Prada, Fendi Express, kiss my ass, I shop at Payless. Marshalls, Ross, Daisy Exchange, Forever 21, stay saving my change at the TJ Maxx. Had a blast, bought a bunch of clothes and I took them all back. I'm a thrift store shopper, won't deny it. Call me cheap, I buy consignment. Get my groove on with a coupon. Save and loot and slide my new shoes on. Retail ain't nothing but a joke. I stick to my budget so I never go broke on.
If you could touch my body, I know not everybody has got a body like me, but I've gotta think twice
before I give my heart away, and I know all the games. This is Drew the View on WWLX. Did I say 3 W's or just 2? It's WWLX. That was a cut by the Fixins. It's called, of course, Fashion. It's off their album called Boys and Girls. You can buy it on iTunes or you can look at it on Spotify. Ending the show today, I want to bring in one of my favorite couples of all time, my aunt and uncle, Pam and Elaine. Are the Thunder going to win against the Spurs?
It depends on their attitude.
On whose attitude?
On Thunder's.
You think that their attitude is bad right now?
No. If their attitude is, if they go in there thinking they're just all hot stuff, they'll lose.
Right.
If they go in there with, we got to win this, we haven't, don't celebrate till they're all over, then they'll win.
So Pam and Elaine, tell me how long you guys have been married.
51 years.
51 years.
Forever.
All my life.
Who among your kids is the funniest out of all of your kids?
The funniest?
The funniest.
Probably Candy.
Candy is?
Yeah.
Why do you say Candy?
Because she's always doing things kind of like her mother does. She just doesn't. She's not predictable. How about that? And she's not serious as the others are sometimes. And after I say that, I get thinking about it. Candy can't take a joke either, but she's funny. My cousin had just got out of prison and come to visit, and Pam would have let him in the house.
I didn't know him. Well, I knew he was coming, but I didn't know when.
But
so some strange man's knocking on the door. So we had a half bath in the master bedroom, and I went in there and locked myself in there. Then he came home. I didn't hear him come home. And Delaine's showing him through our house. And there I am sitting in the bathroom hiding.
Now that, I don't remember that being funny, but anyway. One of the funny things, I got a duck for Kathy when she was a baby. And Kathy was just starting to walk.
You said Kathy just started to walk.
Yeah. And she'd go in the backyard and walk around. That duck would just go everywhere she went. Well, the duck grew to the point where it messed up the yard bad. And so I decided to get rid of the duck. And I went out in the backyard one day, and the next door neighbor was standing there. He was a grown man, probably 30 years old. And he's standing at the fence, and he said, "What are you going to do with that duck?" I said, "I'm going to kill it and eat it." He said, and he almost started crying. He looked at me and said, "No, that's a pet. You can't kill that duck."
Right.
I said, "Well, what do you want me to do with it?" He said, "Well, my dad has a farm down in western Oklahoma. Let me take that duck." And he took that duck down to western Oklahoma. And the duck wound up on the farm with that man. And every day at 4:30, the duck would go down with him and drive the cows in. And after about a week, he wouldn't even have to go. The duck would go down and bring the cows.
Oh, is that right?
And then one of the cows stepped on the duck and killed it. It broke the guy's heart. I mean, I know that didn't end funny, but it was funny to me.
Rolling in my brand new car I just bought today. No bills to pay. I'ma go past my friends and show it off. I'ma show it off. Rolling in my brand new car I just bought today. No bills to pay. I'ma go past my friends and show it off. I'ma show it off.
I was working at the Arby's in the MWC, selling curly fries. I was 16, $300 all saved up, knowing that a G would set me free. Punching that clock, trying to get paid. It's hard to get money when there's none to save. Every day I walk past like an outcast. Rich kids drive a new car, I gasped when they told me what it cost. Now I realize just how much they lost. When I paid it in cash, nobody ever asked if my parents bought my Ford Escort with electric seat belts. Pleather on the dash, all seats felt magnificent. Running Chinese fire drills at the stoplight. Remember when we was innocent? Innocent.
I remember the first car I ever got. It was Christmas, and I was 17 years old. Christmas. I woke up that morning excited, so excited. And I remember my dad snuck the car in the backyard from me. We opened up all the presents, and I was none the wiser. And after all the presents were open, my dad said, son, there's one more present waiting for you in the backyard. And when I pulled open the patio door, there it was. My brand new 5-speed Neon. And when I opened the door and saw that it was 5-speed, I said, damn, Dad, you know I can't drive a 5-speed. And it sat there for 3 months. Oh well.
Rolling in my brand new car I just bought today. No bills to pay, I'ma go past my friends and show it off. I'ma show it off.
You've been listening to Drew the View in the Morning on 109.9 WWLX FM. All interviews are copyrighted and cannot be redistributed or re-recorded in part or whole without written consent. Views of today's guests don't necessarily reflect the views of this station.